These two sets are the best alternative to opening Twilight Masquerade in 2025. This is episode 15 of opening every Korean booster box in the Scarlet and Violet era, and we are taking a look at Mask of Change. Mask of Change is one of two halves that make up the English set Twilight Masquerade. And sure, a lot of the big hits from Twilight Masquerade are in Crimson Haze, but Mask of Change isn't a set to sleep on. Let's take a look at some of the cards that I'm personally chasing in this set. For my SAR pick, I'm gonna have to go with the Carmine SAR. But if I don't get that one, and I get one of the Ogrepon masks instead, I am definitely pulling for the Teal mask or the Wellspring mask. And if my luck isn't all there and I pull an SR instead, I'm definitely hoping to pull the Luxray or the Palafin. And onto the art rares, I was honestly surprised at how many nice ones there were in this set. And maybe they fly under the radar because they're not for the most popular Pokemon, but the art rares are pretty nice. There's a lot to choose from, but here are the three that I am personally chasing. It's gotta be the Witrell, the Frostlass, and the Tatsugiri. And there's definitely a couple more that I would want to pull here today in this box, but those are definitely my top three. But that's enough talking, let's just go ahead and get into this box. Now, Mask of Change is going to be your standard Korean booster box. That means we have 30 booster packs of 5 cards each. There are going to be expected pulls in Korean booster boxes, and I'll have that listed somewhere on screen. But let's go ahead, get into the first pack here. First pack magic is what everyone says. And starting strong with the Phoebus, and see if we can pull something here, and all right, first pack magic, and checking off one of my personal chases in the Witrell art rare. What are the chances? Pretty insane first pack magic. I am feeling pretty good about this box. Alright, let's keep opening. Ooh, look at this art for this Lairon. Very cool. Very, very cool. And would have lost my mind if there was something else in that pack. Ooh, and here's our first look at our Darumaka. Very fun art. And let's keep a move on to an Abra. This seems to be a double rare. Hearthflame Mask Ogrepon. First double rare in the books. And I will say, if you have been wanting to open Twilight Masquerade in English, I mean, unfortunately, booster boxes are like, what, $220, $230 now, which is honestly pretty insane. So I do feel like Korean Mask of Change, Korean Crimson Haze, if you were to buy the 2 boxes, it's gonna run you like $70, $80 for the 2 boxes. And comparing that to the price of a single, oh, as we get our second art rare with the Pheasantipity. Wow, this is so the trio Pheasantipity, Monkey Dory, and Okidogi honestly do have pretty nice art rares in this set. These three, this trio is actually not in Twilight Masquerade. Just a heads up. If you are buying Mask of Change, these three is in the English Shrouded Fable. And so Mask of Change is split up a little bit differently, where some of its art rares are going to be from Shrouded Fable, and the other parts of the art rares are going to be in Twilight Masquerade. So just a heads up, just double check all your card lists before you buy Korean or Japanese booster boxes. But check out this sick art rare. But yeah, like I was saying before I pulled the Pheasantipity, yeah, you can get like 3 pairs of Crimson Haze and Mask of Change for the price of a single Twilight Masquerade booster box. And at least with the Korean or Japanese variant, you will get guaranteed pulls too. And so I just feel like in terms of the fun investment, maybe not so much the monetary investment, but it's just a lot more fun as we pull our second art rare, or second double rare, our Palafin here. And if you all didn't know, I have been making my way through the entire Scarlet and Violet era, and so this episode that you're watching right now is Mask of Change. I've gone through all of them from Scarlet and Violet, and let me tell you, there have been some pretty big pulls along the way. And so definitely, ooh, as we get the Diplin art rare. So this is one of the ones that I was saying I also do like in terms of it being in like my top 5 chase in this set. but unfortunately I actually already have one. So, but this Diplin, super cool art. Yeah, it reminds me of like the scene that takes place in the Archelodon art rare in Super Electric Breaker, or is it Paradise Dragona? Either way, very cool. Third art rare in the books. And just a quick PSA, if you are all watching this video, I should be stocking up on Heatwave Arena very shortly. So keep an eye out on all of my socials, on YouTube posts, on my Instagram stories. I will be announcing exactly when I'll have it in stock sometime in the next week. Oh, wait, what is happening? Another Pheasantipity art rare. All right. I was just talking about how I can't complain about dupes, and here we go. In the same box, I have two Pheasantipity art rares. The first time I had 4 art rares in a box, I didn't get an SR. So that might be the case here. Second time I had 4 art rares, it was a standard box and I just had a 4th art rare. So, you know, now I'm curious. We gotta see, is there an SR in the remainder of these packs? I have, how many more? 7 packs, including the one I'm holding up here. So let's go ahead, flip through these. Double rare, Luxray. Can never complain about a Luxray pull. Very cool. Oh, I am honestly so curious, will I get an SR or an SAR here? I would be kind of upset as we get the SR. You guys, what is actually happening? All right, let me pick this card back up. Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon SR and 4 art rares. 2 back-to-back boxes giving me 4 art rares and an SR. I don't know what's happening. This set, or this streak has been pretty insane. I don't know what else to say. If you watched my last video, you know I pulled a Hisuian Growlithe on my last pack to give me my 4th art rare. Totally caught me off guard. I honestly didn't think I was gonna get an SR here today, but that's 8 art rares and 2 SRs in 2 boxes. That is actually so insane. As I get into my last pack here, there shouldn't be anything in here, but you know what? These boxes have been proven me wrong, as we get a normal holo rare of the Heatran. What a box. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go over the pulls. For SR, we have the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX. Very cool card. Can you imagine if these were in yellow border still, how awkward this card would look? But honestly, because it's silver border, it actually kind of has this effect where the mask kind of just blends into the border, so it looks really cool actually. Our first AR was the Watrel art rare. This was a personal chase of mine from this set, so I'm glad that I pulled it in my first pack. Very, very cool. We pulled 2 Pheasantipities, and I will have to say, definitely prefer this one compared to the Monkey Dory and the Okidogi. The Okidogi is pretty cool, but I do have it in English as well already, so yeah, not complaining about the double Pheasantipity. Crazy that I pulled these 2 in the same box. And I also had a 4th art rare. Did not expect it, as many of you know that Korean booster boxes, generally speaking, like 95% of the times you get 3 art rares in a box. And here's our Diplin art rare. Very, very cool. Very clean actually. And then of course 5 double rare EXs. We have our Hearthstone Mask, Wellspring Mask, Dragapult EX, Palafin, and a very cool Luxray EX. If you're still watching by some miracle, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, same outro as always. I don't know how else to say it, but If you're interested in Korean Pokemon card content, this is the place to be. So please subscribe. If you have any questions or anything like that regarding Korean Pokemon cards, please feel free to let me know below. And other than that, you can also check out my store at pokecoretcg.com, where I do sell Korean booster boxes. Just thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.